He was the world's richest billionaire CEO, yet he was ready to end it all. But in the darkest moment of his life, a homeless little girl gave him something no amount of money ever could: a reason to live again. Damien Cole's name echoed through boardrooms and news headlines. The youngest man to build a trillion-dollar empire. Private jets, yachts, mansions in every corner of the world. But none of it mattered. His wife, the only woman he ever loved, had been taken in a sudden car crash 5 years earlier. His son, now grown, hadn't spoken to him in years, resentful of a father who chose work over family. So each night, Damien returned to his mansion, filled with priceless art and shimmering chandeliers, but empty of laughter, warmth, or love. The world envied him, but inside, he envied everyone who still had something money could never buy. One stormy night, Damien sat alone in his penthouse office. Contracts worth billions lay unsigned. Instead, he stared at a single note he had written on a napkin. Enough. He left the building quietly. No bodyguards, no driver. Just him, the rain, and the thought that maybe tonight would be his last. At a bridge overlooking the rushing river, he gripped the railing. His chest felt lighter at the thought of letting go. For the first time in years, he felt almost free. And then, a voice cut through the storm. "Mister, are you okay?" Damien turned. A small girl, no more than 9, stood under the flickering street lamp, her hair tangled, clothes ripped, holding a cardboard sign that read, "Hungry. Please help." Her eyes were wide, not with pity, but concern. She had nothing, yet she was worried about him. She reached into her bag and pulled out half of a soggy sandwich, holding it out with trembling hands. "You look sad. You can have this." Damien froze. Here he was, the richest man alive, about to end everything. Yet this homeless child, with nothing but scraps, was still willing to give. Something inside him cracked. He took her to a small diner, the only place open that late. As she ate, he asked her questions. Her name was Lila. Her mother had died the year before. Her father had vanished, leaving her to wander the streets. She didn't complain. She didn't cry. Instead, she smiled softly between bites. "I know life gets better if you just keep walking forward." Damien's throat tightened. How could this child, abandoned, cold, starving, still believe in tomorrow, while he, the most powerful man in the world, had given up on it? At first, Damien thought he was rescuing her. He bought her clothes, food, and paid for a hotel room. But that night, as he lay awake, he realized something terrifying. It wasn't he who saved Lila. It was Lila who saved him. If she hadn't spoken, he would have stepped over the edge. She hadn't just given him a sandwich. She had given him back his life. Days turned into weeks. Damien made her his ward, enrolled her in school, brought her into his home. Slowly, the mansion filled with the sound of laughter again. The world found out, of course. Headlines screamed, "World's richest man adopts homeless girl." Some accused him of a publicity stunt. Others claimed he was covering a scandal. But Damien didn't care. For the first time in years, he woke up with a reason to get out of bed, to see Lila smile. But one evening, as Damien was tucking her into bed, she whispered something that shook him. "You know, I wasn't just walking that night. I was praying. I asked my mom to send me someone who needed me as much as I needed them. And then I saw you." Damien's chest tightened. He had thought their meeting was chance, but perhaps it had been destiny. Years passed. Lila grew, excelling in school, becoming a voice for the forgotten. At a charity gala, she stood on stage as a teenager, addressing thousands. When I had nothing, one man gave me everything. But what no one knows is he was the one who needed saving. And that night, we saved each other. Damien sat in the front row, tears glistening in his eyes. The crowd erupted in applause. But for him, it wasn't about the cameras or the cheers. It was about the little girl who gave him back his soul. He was the richest man in the world, yet hopeless. But hope didn't come from his billions. It came from a small hand holding half a sandwich in the rain. Sometimes the greatest wealth is not found in money, but in the people who remind us why life is worth living.